Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jayden Ginsweider. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, back from excursion, Shane Price. How you doing?
Excursion to Florida.
Yep. Former DDT Ironman Heavy Middleweight Champion, Shane Price. My apologies.
Also, El Grande Shane Acano.
Bullshit.
El Grande Shane Acano.
My excursion was I was on call from Stardom to be Bozilla's
I
replacement.
thought you were on excursion to go wrestle in Kevin Sullivan's territory in Florida.
It's something like that.
And
You
of course,
have
the
now.
third voice you're hearing is Jolka, back on here again. And for our collar and elbow this week, Shane and I are put together for Pride Month, our LGBTQ plus wrestler Mount Rushmore.
Don't worry, Canyon's on, so you'll know somebody. Canyon's on mine, so
You'll know somebody.
You know somebody, yeah. Later, we'll do a personal favorite luchadors Mount Rushmore, so you might be able to have more input on that. But for this one, Shane, I want you to go first because I think the way that you did this should go first.
And
Because I did it we both took this assignment and kind of did slightly different things.
mine's also probably better than yours.
So you probably have more knowledge on it than me.
All right, I have a current and I have an all-time.
Okay.
I'll start my all-time.
Okay.
Number 1, Canyon. Who better?
We better.
Number 2, Kagetsu. Stardom's top heel ever. Venny, Edith Surreal rounded out. Then my current,
Who was the last one? Sorry.
Edith Surreal.
Oh, okay.
My current is Tony Storm,
Okay.
Speedball,
Mm-hmm.
Mad Dog Connolly, and Effie.
Okay. So that is pretty good from what I know. Unfortunately, I think you are much more qualified to do this because a lot. No. Let me finish.
Jolka, it's okay. I am.
Because a lot of the LGBTQ plus wrestling scene is still very indie focused.
Wait,
That's what you meant.
are you
Yeah.
actually?
It's not.
Oh, I thought you just came out. You're
No.
like, I am. I had to think about that.
I was saying because of the wrestling like purview of Shane, I know a lot about the top tier companies, but once you get lower, I know very surface
Let
level.
me guess yours. Nella Rose, Tony Storm, Effie, Speedball.
No.
Damn it.
So, but what I did was, from what I know, I kind of took this in a more like influential kind of, not necessarily who I like the most or who I think is the best, but who I think has represented the community the best.
Canyon.
Okay, so Chris Kanyon is on there.
Yeah.
He's the most notably openly gay wrestler from past generations that isn't involved in various lawsuits.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
I didn't put Pat Patterson on
Yes,
mine 'cause I'm not doing that.
Yes, I disqualified Pat Patterson
Good.
from mine.
I was just listening. I'm like, I hope they don't say Pat.
Yeah.
Like, I know the name,
So
but
Chris
I also
Kanyon.
know more.
I put Fred Rosser on here because I do think it's very important that he was the first openly gay active member of the WWE roster. Because Chris Kanyon didn't come out until after he'd already left, after he'd kind of been done with major companies, right? I did put Nyla Rose on here. She was a very big part of AEW at the beginning. Of course, a trans wrestler. She was the second AEW Women's Champion, correct? Riho was
Yeah,
the first.
Riho.
And then, And then the guy who has, I think, really been the flag bearer of the LGBTQ plus wrestling scene, the creator of the Big Gay Brunch, Effie, I think has to be on here.
I will say, Nyla Rose pissing off a commission is perfect work. Cause
Oh, we are
We
very
will-
anti-commission.
we will get to
into
that
it.
shit later. Don't you worry.
I think we should say Seth Rollins is an honorable mention with his outfits that he wears to the ring.
I was going to jokingly honorable mention the time that Triple H said, I'm by a lot of things, but legal isn't one of them.
Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to say it.
Or my other joke on the way here was Billy and Chuck.
You gotta be at least 2% gay to like wrestling, 5 to be a wrestler. So my cutoff was 6%.
That's true. You're up close and personal with a lot of
no,
packages.
no offense, but like if you're, I don't understand homophobes and who like wrestling.
Yeah.
You're watching shirtless, oily, buff dudes in underwear touch each other sensibly.
Basically do like a performance art.
Yes,
Like,
It's
absolutely.
homoerotic at its word. It is best.
Yeah, at its core. All right, so those are our LGBTQ plus Mount Rushmores. Like I said, we have another Mount Rushmore segment later on in the show. First, outside the ring news coming from AEW, probably the biggest news of the decade. Mercedes Moné and the Beast Mordos are dating. What was your reaction when you saw this?
Ooh, look at me. I'm the Beast Mordos. I'm attractive. I have a degree. I have a law degree. I was a nurse and a doctor, and I'm dating Mercedes Moné. Fuck you.
Andy wrestled in Arena Mexico for the first
Fuck
time in
you,
like 15
big
years.
Beast Mordos. Asshole. Leave some
I
for
was
the
just
rest
like-
of us.
I saw it and I was like, Mercedes and who? Like, he's great. I love the Beast Mordos. I'm not saying who is in I don't know who he is. I'm saying who is in, like, you probably could have given me 100 guesses on the AEW roster if someone Mercedes was dating, and I would not have gotten to Beast Mordos.
Right.
Just out of nowhere pick. Because also, like, in my mind, I only ever see him as, like, this giant, weird, like, devilish mask. I know he's, like, looks-wise, he's like Lucha Roman Reigns. But, like, yeah, it was just crazy. So that was a fun,
Hashtag rawr.
a little bit of fun news before we get into the more serious news. Janelle Grant requests emails from WWE and Vince McMahon, as long as more board documents. So basically, the update here is they are asking for documents so they can use them as evidence as to why it should go to arbitration. So that's kind of the step we're at right now. Kind of a small update, but still, I want to keep people updated on this Janelle
I
Grant suit as
want
much
this
as possible.
to go to a jury trial so
Oh,
bad.
dude.
You don't understand. The jury trial in this case would be the greatest thing ever.
Dude, yeah, the courtroom drawings of Vince McMahon sitting there with his fuck-ass mustache.
All the shit that would be presented as evidence that we would find out about,
Oh, my God. It
it might
insane.
kill WWE.
Yeah, it could.
I mean, I think WWE is pretty safe at this point because everyone involved in that is no longer working.
As far as we
with,
know.
Yeah.
That's true. If it
You know
comes
what I mean?
out,
If we find out that Triple H knew the whole time, that
yeah, I was just
Bruce
gonna
Pritchard
say
knew
that.
the whole time, that, yeah.
They're gonna send Julia back to Stardom.
Yeah, so who
Hallelujah.
knows? Who knows? Or Dana White will start booking WWE.
Oh,
I mean-
I'd kill myself.
Who really didn't know back then?
I don't know. It's
'Cause-
really a good question.
ICP apparently.
Yeah. Other sad news, WWE confirms Liv Morgan will miss several months with a shoulder injury. Really poor, obviously any injury is poor timing, but really poor timing for Liv because she was obviously being set up for a big Nikki Bella or Bella Twins match at Evolution. And SummerSlam is in New Jersey, her backyard basically, you know what I mean?
The armpit of America.
Yeah, but her home. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but
Like,
it's still the arm. GCW, some New Jersey
I
is
know,
still the
but-
goddamn armpit of America.
Is it going to be in
You'd feel
Atlantic
bad-
City?
You'd feel bad if Cena got hurt right before a big Boston show, or
No.
Punk got hurt before a big
No, 'cause
Chicago
I did.
show.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Forbidden
It's
Door
in
22.
East Rutherford, New Jersey, which is like apparently like a stone's throw from the town she grew up in.
I mean, they don't
Like-
have many heroes in New Jersey, so,
So like, but like, I feel
Joseph
very
Janela.
bad for her, not just on the base level I do anytime somebody gets injured, but she was obviously going to have a big summer for WWE, so it always sucks to see. It is interesting the pattern here, though. So Dominik Mysterio on screen with Rhea Ripley, right? Liv Morgan starts to move in. All of a sudden, Rhea gets hurt, legitimately hurt. Then he's with Liv Morgan. Roxanne starts to move in. All of a sudden, Liv Morgan's legitimately hurt. Is this the Dominik Mysterio curse?
the Triple Crown Championship move. He's
The Dominik Mysterio Triple Crown title.
Fuck it. Nakajima can get that.
That is a great one. That
All right,
yeah.
good. I need some. If anybody's listening to this Photoshop,
Yeah.
face swap Misawa and Dominik Mysterio, please.
Yeah, just put all their faces on the belts. That's really funny. So yeah, but obviously it sucks for Liv Morgan. So we'll hopefully I'm assuming because she was already kind of starting to get some more cheers. So I'm assuming
yeah.
when she comes back, it'll be like a huge babyface pop, kind of like with Rhea.
Right.
Like as soon as Rhea got hurt, like that next week we podcasted, and I was like, yeah, she's gonna come back and be the babyface to end all babyfaces. She's gonna be over. So I think Liv could get a big pop when she comes back. Other news from WWE: SmackDown to go back to 2 hours on July 4th.
Yeah.
Also reported they're going to go from 6 minutes of women's wrestling a show to 4 minutes of women's wrestling a show with this change. So,
What were they at now? How long are they?
It's just a joke.
They're running 3
they're
hours?
3 hours, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep anyone interested for 3 hours.
I only watch
Tell me about it.
SmackDown for one person, and that's Julia. So fuck me.
I thought it was going to be Nick Aldis.
That too.
I only watch SmackDown for the general manager.
I only watch Raw for general manager.
Yeah, because he's a...
Daddy Adam Pierce.
I would say, yeah, your boy Punk appears on both shows.
Okay, I watched Raw for the Chicago part of it, and I watched SmackDown for Julia.
Yeah, that's true. So that's it for WWE. Other news we're going to talk about. We saved this from last week. We have our G1 participants. So Shane and I, of course, will do our picks. As we do with all of these tournaments, we'll each pick one from a different block, and then we will follow their tournament. We will root for them like our favorite sports teams. So first, from the A block, we have the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Haruki Goto. We have the Never Openweight Champion Boltin Oleg. We have Yuya Uemura. We have Gene Blast Yota Tsuji. We have David Finlay from the Bullet Club. From the House of Torture, we have Evil and Sonata in the same block. And, of course, making his final G1 Climax appearance, the ace Hiroshi Tanahashi. And then 2 play-ins. I believe the A block, one of the play-ins has happened. Let's see. 2 new names in the tournament. Cal Newman has qualified for the A block. In the B block, we have El Phantasmo. We have Shota Umino. We have the Dragon Shingo Takagi. From Team DK, we have Zack Sabre Jr. Representing United Empire is Grado Khan. Representing the Bullet Club, we have Gabe Kidd. Then from House of Torture, Ren Narita. And representing All Elite Wrestling and the Don Callis family, we have Konosuke Takeshita. And in the B block, the play-in that has already happened, Drilla Maloney will be in the B block as well. So, Shane, you get your first pick of the crop, and then I will pick from the other block. Who are you going to follow in this year's G1 Climax? Remember last year, we both picked the finalists.
Right.
I picked Zach, and then you picked Yota Tsuji.
And last time we picked.
Oh, that worked out good for you guys.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
BOS Jamie thought we did pretty
We
well
have
too.
not been as successful in other tournaments.
You have not. I have.
I've had some rough going.
My last time, I only played the final again.
Yeah. All right, who do you got?
Takeshita.
All right. That's a great pick. A lot of people are predicting him to win the whole thing. That leaves me the A block. And I think my decision here is torn. Haruki Goto or Hiroshi Tanahashi is who I'm thinking. Goto is the world champion who almost never makes it to the finals in one of these things. So there is that. Tanahashi also likely not a finalist, but it's his last G1. Do I owe it to my New Japan fandom to pick the ace in his last run, even though I've only been a New Japan fan for about 6 years now? I don't know. Definitely not Evil or Sonata. Not too into Bolton, Finlay, or Uemura. Tsuji would also be a nice choice. You know what? I think I'm going to go. I'm thinking about the wrestling I'm going to have to watch each week. And while Tanahashi is still great for his age and for the miles he's put on his body, I think I'm going to go with Haruki Goto. That's going to be my pick. So I have Goto. You have Takeshita. Let me just write that down. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on the G1 field as a whole?
It's kind of weak this year.
Kind of weak. I could agree with that, yeah.
New Japan's New Japan is number 2 in Japan for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, because after number 2, there's a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
But
Behind Stardom, I'm assuming.
yes.
Yeah.
But honestly, like the highs are high, but the lows for right now are pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll get a little bit. The problem is that a lot of Japanese companies do the same thing at their heel stables. Dastardly bad match interference, biggest their stables too huge, so everybody's in it.
The NWO model.
Stardom, it's in New Japan, it's in Noah, it's in Marvelous, it's in All Japan, it's in DDT, it's in Tokyo Joshi, it's in all of them pretty much.
Yeah.
It's unoriginal.
Well, you want to transition into Stardom here?
Sure.
Give you a little Joshi time. Sari wins the IWGP Women's title. Some WWE fans may know her as Saray from her time in NXT.
The biggest fumble.
What were your thoughts on her winning? And I guess I don't know if you watched that whole Stardom show,
I
but
did.
whatever you want to talk about here, your
so-
Joshi minute here.
So I'll start the main event. Great match. I gave it 5 stars. It was for Siri. It wasn't as good as her match against Mayu a couple months ago, but come on. But still a great match. Poor Siri. I love her, but she just ran it. She to put it in the kind as a Jolka will understand. I guess it's like when one of your fan favorites. Trying to think here of a guy Jolka would like.
A guy Joko would like just incredible.
Yeah.
Perfect example. It's like when Just Incredible won the ECW title, but then ran into the Sandman.
Okay.
Right? Okay, to explain it to him. It's like that. You're running into this person who's way better than you in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Full offense to Just Incredible there. No offense to Siri, but full, yeah. And is way more popular than you right now. You're gonna lose the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sucks to suck, but that's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it also this match was not as good as their first match this year. Other highlights from the show, I really liked the 4-on-4 unit battle of Nibita Loca and Genesis, which is Azumi, Starlight Kid, that whole group.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sierra, and they faced Suzuki's group, which is Suzu, Rina Yamashita, who's a death matcher, Itsuki Aoki, and Akira Kugane. But at the end of that match, Bozilla, she's up in Stardom. She's huge, 6-something, German, throws everybody around in the entire match. Was discovered by Suzu at Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where she found out. Okay.
Yeah. Which means Suzu does not watch the competition at all.
No, she just watches the collective.
Yeah, apparently, well, she was at the show. So.
Oh, okay.
That was a good match. I also enjoyed the tag team title match
Mm-hmm.
of Wing Gori, which is Hanan, Sayada Ida, and Natsupoi and Soriano. That was another good match too. I didn't agree with the winners, but I'm not the booker, so.
All right. One last piece of news. Eric Stevens is back.
It's funny because we reviewed him on Man Up.
Yeah, which just came out.
A couple weeks ago, or just came out.
Just came out this week. Yeah.
Great timing. We do this all the goddamn time.
Yep. Just kind of for people who don't know, who is Eric Stevens?
He was a
Other than being funny on Twitter.
pretty good guy in 2000s, Ring of Honor, retired, had a pretty good run, 2010s, early 2020s. Noah Vale called him out a couple weeks ago. Noah Vale's an up-and-comer.
Mhm.
They're one of the best in Florida 80s right now. And Eric Stevens posted the boots, and I'm like, oh, shit, here we go again.
Yep. All right.
Retirement in wrestling is not long.
Nope. It's the Terry Funk rule. Nobody stays retired
we
until
book,
they're
we
dead.
book a show, all three of us. He's getting back out there. I can call it right now.
I told him last week, a promoter, one of my old promoters, asked me what it would cost to get me to do it again. I said Rob Van Dam.
It's not happening.
Rob Van Dam.
Well, it might, actually, you know what?
See,
No.
he's having twins.
It might happen.
I mean, I was shooting for something he couldn't attain, but if he calls me and says I have Rob Van Dam, then I have to get on a plane because
Yeah.
Rob
You
Van
gotta start
Dam.
hitting the gym.
My Chicago Shindy that my boy just debuted for, they got Rob Van Dam, so you never know.
Yeah. Well, he's about to have twins, so he needs the money. He needs the
Oh,
he
great.
needs the money.
I should have went higher.
Should have went higher. Yeah.
Sabu.
Yeah. You wanna
Ric
talk
Flair.
Grand Slam Mexico?
This was the third best show of the week for AEW.
For AEW?
Yes.
Okay. I guess you're including all the CMLL crossover
Yes,
shows?
yeah,
Okay.
That dramatically dropped its value. He's like, third best show of the week in AEW. I'm like, oh, that's,
Yeah.
That's because Fantastic.
Don't they have 3 shows a week?
No, this is like including.
They usually have
CMLL
2.
stuff.
He's including crossovers with CMLL that are technically CMLL shows.
Oh, okay.
The opening of Dynamite was Hangman Adam Page. Music hits. He walks down to the ring. Beautiful setup in Arena Mexico. And he cuts an entire promo in Spanish, which is kind of awesome.
The Sami Zayn Saudi promo.
Yeah, basically.
It's kind of like that, but less meaningful, I guess.
Well, I would say even more meaning. No. Here's the thing. To me, as an outside observer, because like I expected that less out of Hangman.
Yeah.
I was more shocked by Hangman knowing fluent Spanish than I was by Sammy cutting a fluent Arabic promo in Saudi Arabia. But basically, he kind of just explained like his life. Growing up on a farm in Virginia, they'd have seasonal workers who came in from Mexico, and he learned Spanish from all of them. And then he just kind of cut a promo on Jon Moxley, but in Spanish. And he thanked everyone for welcoming AEW into Arena Mexico, into their house. And so I thought it was a really cool thing that he did.
Did Moxley respond?
Yeah, crazy. He responded in Italian. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, you had me for a minute.
Benevissimo.
Yeah.
Hangman
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Like, my music would instantly be hitting. I'm like, I don't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Arrivederci. I learned from Julia.
And then Brody King made it onto Fox News this week.
Me on the CNN. They have MSNBC too.
Yeah. Brody King made his entrance for, what was it, like a Tin Man or something? Wearing an Abolish ICE shirt, which I thought was pretty awesome.
I'm brand for the hardcore guy.
On brand for him, for sure. And especially in Mexico where that, ICE is targeting and in many cases unlawfully targeting Hispanic communities in the U.S. right now. There have been huge riots.
Pulling a reverse American heel.
Yeah. He's pretty much did the opposite of what MJF did. Let's see. Joka's dog Malloy is here. Malloy, what do you think of Brody King? He's wagging his tail.
that's
Brody King fan.
thumbs up from Malloy.
Do you like the band? Do you like God's Hate? No.
No, walked away. Does not like his music. Just likes his wrestling.
I'm going to let him make my predictions on the next blind one.
All right. Well, that's tonight. So.
All right.
You going to help me?
Malloy, wag your tail if you think Cody Rhodes is winning King of the Ring.
Stop wagging your tail. Cody Rhodes.
That was And then speaking of MJF, the next thing I want to talk about here, Mystico defeats MJF, but then MJF removes Mystico's mask, which is a huge thing for a heel to do in Mexico. And to Mystico, who is a god in Arena Mexico. Like,
right.
He is the star of all stars. I love that MJF called Mystico Sin Cara in a promo on Dynamite last week. And then Mystico came out with a Sin Cara mask on and then took it off to reveal a mask that was kind of designed like the Mexican flag.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought, so like his entrance mask was a Sin Cara mask, which I thought was really awesome. Shane, what did you think of Mystico and MJF?
I thought it wasn't as good a match as I wanted it to be.
Still pretty awesome.
It was good though. My expectations were pretty high.
And the angle with MJF removing Mystico's mask.
That was awesome. Mystico's entrance, maybe the best I've seen AEW ever.
Oh my God, the crowd singing his song.
That's his big moment entrance theme. That's not his everyday theme.
Okay.
That's the big one.
It's like when Sting randomly gets to use
Yes.
the Metallica song
Yeah,
in
I'd say
AEW.
so.
Yeah, or like when Danielson uses Final Countdown.
Well, Lord, do you like Mystico?
Like Mysterio, like Mystico.
Big Sin Cara fan.
And then Hologram won the 4 million peso four-way, which is about $210,000 American. Still a good chunk of change, but
I hope they gave it to him in pesos.
Oh no, so they're in Mexico.
yeah, they're in Mexico. You can go spend it. And I thought that four-way was pretty great. And then Mercedes Moné adds another belt to the collection. She's now your CMLL Women's Champion.
I did see that.
5 belts, Moné. 4 titles, though. She has the TBS, the CMLL, the Rev Pro Undisputed Women's title, which is 2 belts.
Yeah.
And then the EWA
Which
Women's
is
title.
some random.
And
Some
isn't
random
she
indie.
going for the AEW women's
And
title
she's going
now?
for the AEW Women's title at All In,
She's gonna
which
keep her
leads-
fucking hands off the Stardom titles.
Fuck
which
it.
leads into Tony Storm, or should I say Tony San Diego.
Do wop, doop do way, do wop, doop do way, do wop.
But yeah, Tony Storm shows up dressed as Carmen San Diego.
Now, I was super into geography and history as a kid, so I fought for this.
I thought it was awesome.
I am super excited you remember what Carmen San Diego is.
Yeah,
Before his time.
before my time, but I know what it is. I also made the joke that she was dressed like Yoda Tsuji. For those of you people who know how Yoda Tsuji dresses in New Japan, it was pretty similar. What do you think of Grand Slam Mexico as a whole?
Again, third best show in AEW this week, but Fantastica Mania and the CMLL show were
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Fourth best show of the week, period, I guess, to me. No, fifth best, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
All right.
Very
Yeah,
good
I had a
very good
great time.
Dynamite.
Very good Dynamite. Yeah, absolutely. And then this kind of wraps up a month full of Lucha Libre. We had Worlds Collide on the WWE side. AAA them by themselves had Triple Mania. CMLL has had all this Fantastica Mania and the crossover with Ring of Honor, and now Grand Slam crossover with AEW. So I wanted to ask everybody, who is your personal luchador Mount Rushmore? So this is not who you think is necessarily the best 4 luchadors of all time, but your 4 favorites. Shane, would you like to go first?
Out of the way. Best luchador of all time is El Santo. There's no debate.
Yeah.
Second of all, I did 2. I did a current and I did all time.
Okay.
My current, Mystico, Mascara Dorada, Hechicero, Octagon Jr.
It's a pretty good list.
My all-time, being super serious, I'm not bullshitting you here.
Mm-hmm.
Kendo Super Porky.
Okay.
Super Porky is the size that man got,
Mm-hmm.
should not be able to do half the shit he does.
Yeah.
And also, being the dad of a Psycho Clown, that's pretty cool too.
That's crazy. Yep.
Kendo, again, same thing. Doing stuff I've never seen him do.
Dude,
Also-
downright unnecessary.
Yeah, it's really unnecessary. But also, kind of breaking the traditions of lucha, putting the mask back on, and going to the Japan. Kind of like what Ray did when he put the mask on back on in WWE, but not as big of a deal.
Yep.
Los Gringos Locos, Eddie, and especially Eddie more in Art Bar. Eddie and Art Bar redefined what a heel was, what a Rudo was in Lucha Libre.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, El Hijo Del Santo,
He's pretty awesome.
one of my favorite luchadors ever.
Mhm.
I've seen some of the stuff he's done. It's crazy.
Yep. Do you have your 4, Jolka? Or who you got?
No particular order, but Rey Mysterio,
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Guerrero, Psychosis, and the Ultimo Dragon.
Okay. Pretty solid list.
I almost had Ultimo on my list, but I took him off for Super Porky because he's not a luchador, I guess. He perfected Lucharesu, but
Yeah, I think he's enough of a luchador.
See, I still thought it was real when he had the 7 belts. So I'm sitting there as a kid like, this guy is badass. He's winning
Yeah.
everywhere he goes.
well, I hate to break it to you, those 7 belts, that was 1 belt.
Oh yeah, but to try to explain that to an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
No, that's not
And then
happening.
didn't he win a couple more? So he ended up with like 10
Yes,
belts
he had like
total.
10 belts at once. It was
Yeah.
great. It was awesome.
So mine, I did rank them, so I'll go 4 up to 1. Number 4, Bandito. I think he's been awesome.
That is
incredible.
That is a man I forgot about. Fun fact: Bandito landed on me
At a show, yeah.
at a GCW show.
Yeah, but Bandito's absolutely incredible. He's been one of my favorites. I really
had a 5-star match this week.
I was really into Ring of Honor during his rise to the world title, so that was really awesome. Number 3, I also have Ultimo Dragon. I've always been a big fan of his, going back and watching his stuff, especially like his WCW stuff, because that was what was most available to me in my younger years.
I know you don't have a lot of free time to watch wrestling, neither you do, but just out of a whim, watch some of his stuff from before he was Ultimo Dragon. Like you
I've seen a couple matches of Yoshihiro Asai.
In ULL, crazy stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, Ultimate Dragon, and then kind of like how you did with Los Gringos Locos, I did do a tag team pick. I did the Lucha Bros together, because even though they're great on their own, in my mind they're a lot of a package deal. Because I first found them when they were in TNA, Impact Wrestling at the time. They were a great tag team. Some of my favorite AEW work was them. Like one of my, if not my singular favorite match, was them in the Bucks in the cage. So I just love the Lucha Bros.
I started watching Lucha Libre outside of like randomly watching it when I was a kid at like 9 years old on the Telemundo channel in Chicago. I started watching it because they were on Lucha Underground. I thought they were the coolest things ever.
Yeah, so Penta and Rey Fénix, love them both. And then number 1, of course, my favorite wrestler of all time, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
He's captivated me since I was a little kid. Just an incredible wrestler. So yeah, Rey, Lucha Bros, Ultimo Dragon, and Bandito.
I'd like to say an honorable mention to Los Conquistadores. The Edge and Christian version.
Actual honorable mentions, Mystico is very high.
Negro Casas for me.
Hologram has been shooting
awesome.
up my
He's been
favorite
awesome.
wrestler
Yes.
rankings. I'm trying to think of other. Eddie, of course. I love Eddie.
And I have a question for you. When that dude flipped on you into the crowd, did you sell?
The guy next to me who got it worse than me did.
Okay.
I got like scraped by it.
Okay.
You should have Shawn Michaels that
I should
over,
have
right over the chair.
But the other guy came right after him, so I had to get out of the way. And that other guy was the man I hate,
Oh.
Blake Christian.
Oh yeah, Blake Christian was the other guy that got
Like, I'm not breaking your fall.
I didn't do shit. I didn't sell for him.
yeah. I'm just trying to see here if I have any other Lucha guys I wanted to shout out. Do you have anybody else, Shane?
This is Negro Casas.
Mhm.
His rivalry with Sandler Jr. Holy crap.
Oh, Axiom.
Axiom, I would say.
Axiom's another
He's
great
the
one.
best European-born guy, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say
Jack-
Juventud Guerrero could be close.
Juventud,
Hoovie's
yes.
great. I love Hoovie.
Shout out to Juice.
No, that's actually a great one. Blitzkrieg, sneaky awesome.
Blitzkrieg was so good. dude.
Blitzkrieg, La Parka, of course.
Parker, yeah. A little shout out
who
to Hector Garza.
Yeah, I mean the whole Roosh, Dralistico, Beast Mortos,
Yeah,
like the
that
whole
entire
LFI. Yeah, that they're
Teton.
awesome. Dragon Lee, another great one.
The entire Garza family.
Yeah. But so yeah, there's so many great luchadors. Oh, I've been really loving Templario recently, and Atlantis Jr. I like him quite a bit, even though Mexico hates
Mexico
him.
fucking hates him.
Mexico fucking hates Atlantis Jr. But then he goes and wrestles in like Ring of Honor, and they love him.
Think like the Roman Reigns push for a bit, yeah. But like because your dad's big,
Mhm.
yeah.
Kind of like if they tried pushing Cody to the main event in like 2012. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like before he
But
was.
like way better in ring.
On Collision, just a couple things I wanted to talk about. Swerve Strickland versus Shane Taylor was really fun. I love Prince Nana and Shane Taylor Promotions betting on the match, and then Tony Schiavone gets up from commentary and places a bet. That was really funny. And then I wrote here hologram more like conglomogram,
Oh, dude.
because hologram has joined the conglomeration.
Conglomeration is such. This is my faction.
This is
I
yeah.
almost wore a shirt today. I didn't. But my faction.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably in that next.
I put hologram in the conglomeration in my TEW save.
That's perfect.
like weeks ago.
That's perfect. I what I need is every single like AW affiliate to have a member of their roster be in the conglomeration.
Yes.
Like
Ishii is for New Japan.
Ishii's New Japan. I'll pick like FWC for Stardom.
Mm-hmm.
MLW will have Paul Hauser, obviously.
Obviously. Who else is AW adjacent?
CMLL.
Rev Pro. I want to. Is Cara Noir Rev Pro or is he Progress?
He's Cardinal. He's more progress than Rev Pro.
He's more Progress. Damn, that would have been a funny one.
Rev Pro did something stupid. Though.
Did they?
Yeah. They just had a battle royal.
Mm-hmm.
You know who was in it? Fucking Eugene.
That was in Rev Pro?
Yes.
I saw the clip of that.
That's Rev Pro.
That was fucking Rev Pro?
Yup.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Eugene doing the whole Eugene shtick.
In
too.
this day and age.
In this day and age.
In the year of our Lord 2025.
Fucking Nick Dinsmore. You could go out there and get a pop as Nick Dinsmore.
It was hilarious when he did it. It's just not acceptable, I guess,
Yeah,
anymore.
It could have still come out as Eugene, just don't do the gimmick. You know what I mean?
But he did the gimmick.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
He did like the
Like you could still use the name Eugene for like the like branding, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do the gimmick. You can just be a guy. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
You'll be the guy that the
Maybe
crowd's
he's
always
Rev
going
Pros.
hi to you, no matter what your gimmick is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really.
The
know
last
Rev Pro.
good thing Eugene did was take on actually like a guy who's actually handicapped is in Freight Train, who I love dearly
Mhm.
because he will cut a promo and no limits. He called Eugene words I cannot repeat.
Well,
It's
speaking
so goddamn. I'll show you at the podcast.
Speaking of promos, this week on SmackDown, John Cena cut the Pipe Bomb 2.0. He cut the two pipe, two bomb.
He watched CM Punk's promo and was like,
I could do that.
play, pause, rewrite that. Play, pause, rewrite that.
Okay, so I Friday saw people talking about this, and I didn't really look into the comments because I wanted to wait until I could watch it for myself, right? But I saw a lot of posts that were like, who did it better, comparing them, people kind of almost making it sound like it was of equal footing. So what I did was, all right, I'm going to Monday night, the night before we record, so it's fresh in my mind. I'm going to watch the Cena promo, and then I'm going to watch the original Pipe Bomb. Holy fucking shit was Cena's promo ass, dude. That was potentially the worst promo of the year. It was everybody was talking about it like this awesome thing. And then I go and I watch it, and it was dog shit.
It was a pipe bomb that blew up at his own hand.
The only part that popped me is when he directly referred to, I guess, his boys.
Yeah.
He refers to, well, there's another theory on that, but
That theory is bullshit. Look at who he refers to. It's his boys who got cut by the company.
okay, I know. But he says hey to Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona, the former Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, and Zack Ryder,
Who
respectively.
Famously, were criminally underused WWE, a la Colt Cabana.
Yeah. So the theory around it, and I don't think it's true, but it's kind of awesome it's true, is he did that because Claudio Castagnoli has the same initials as Colt Cabana, who Punk has problems with.
Okay.
And then Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. So there's a theory that that's why he shouted out those three people specifically.
If John Cena wanted to do that, he could just do that. He's John Cena.
Yeah, I don't know. But
also,
like I said, I'm not saying this is definitely what happened. I'm just saying it's an interesting thing that fans put
that
together.
theory is giving far too
when
much
he
credit
pretended his mic was getting cut and it was not cut whatsoever.
Yeah, that was stupid too.
It's like clunk, clunk, clunk. I guess I don't want to hear me. It's like perfect microphone.
Yeah.
My thing is that you're giving far too much credit to a Road Dogg show.
Okay, I'm not saying this happened.
Well, no,
I'm just saying it's
not
a
you.
fun theory.
The people who make this theory up. You're giving too much credit to a Road Dogg produced show. It's Road Dogg.
Okay, you think Road Dogg has any say on what Cena does?
No.
He's just gonna do whatever he wants.
He-
He's fucking John Cena.
Yeah, he like. If I was John Cena, I'd do the same damn thing.
Yeah. If Road. Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go do commentary right now, and who's gonna
Yeah,
stop
dude.
him?
If Road Dogg tried to tell Cena what to do, he'd show him his Fast and Furious 10 check and tell him to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
He'd pull the sack after, like, bitch, I
Yeah.
don't need you.
yeah.
Right.
I get you fired.
Yeah.
Please fire Road Dogg. I'm sick and tired of this SmackDown.
So yeah, his pipe bomb so much worse. Rewatching Punk's pipe bomb, one of the highlights of my week.
Punk's pipe bomb.
Legitimately, if I could, I would make it my
Changed
goal
me.
this week. Like,
Punk's
see that
pipe bomb changed me.
incredible promo.
So funny story about the original pipe bomb. Like 4 days after, Jim Ross is doing something like a football radio show, and I called in and I got to talk to Jim Ross, and I totally changed the subject. I'm like, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, but did you see that promo on Monday night? And we proceeded to talk about that for about 15 minutes.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, that promo and then Money Night 11 changed me forever. I walked into the Allstate Arena in Cena gear, Money Night 11. In Cena gear in Chicago. I walked out hating John Cena.
I'm just trying to see. I was just Googling Jim Ross talking about pipe bomb just to see if that clip exists somewhere. I don't know if it does.
Oh, God, that would be
That'd
awesome.
be so funny.
I might have to look into it more off air. From Monday Night Raw, just a couple things. I thought Penta and Braun Breaker had a really fun match. Gunther's promo on Goldberg was great. And also Goldberg's sit down with Michael Cole was decent. I mean, it wasn't a technically great promo, but it was at least interesting. And I am excited for this match. You know what I mean? I'm excited mostly as like in almost a meta way where I want to see what the fuck they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not in like a storyline way where I like care who wins because I'm like Gunther's gonna win, but like I'm excited in like I want to see what kind of match this is.
I'm hoping Gunther, like old Yellers, Goldberg, just
Gunther,
just puts him down.
Gunther shoots Goldberg in the back of the head live on NBC.
Just to make sure I was like, good. Bret Hart comes out and hugs Gunther.
He used a gun. What kind of man uses a gun in a wrestling match?
Goldberg's finally, Bill Goldberg, you son of a bitch, you're finally gone. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You might as well just walked out a cage door.
John Cena gets on the announce table. We have caught and compromised Goldberg to a permanent end.
Say it right.
He's like,
You have caught and compromised to a permanent end, Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, back to Cena can do whatever he wants.
And then Cody versus Jay. Credit where credit is due. Not a fan of Jey Uso. Actually kind of had fun watching this match.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it. I thought they put together a pretty fun Raw main event. So Cody Rhodes moves on, which leads us right into our predictions for this week. I wanted to predict Tanahashi Jam, but those fuckers aren't putting it on New Japan World. So we'll just predict Night of Champions.
Oh, yeah.
What
I
happened,
have
Shane?
some anger
Sorry,
about one of these matches.
GCW is getting all the cool guys after KC.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were upset about the Jordan Poole trade. Jordan Poole got traded to the Pelicans.
Who the fuck is for who?
CJ McCollum
Oh my
and
fucking god, dude.
CJ McCollum and somebody else and like a couple second-round picks or
That
something.
ruins my career save.
So we have 6 matches, a huge amount of matches for a WWE pay-per-view.
God.
How are they going to
The
fit it
best
all
match
in?
to be on SmackDown. Guaranteed.
Yeah,
A
you know
main
what's crazy?
event.
The show, called Night of Champions, has less championship matches than the SmackDown the night before it will have.
Sounds about right.
God damn, I fucking hate this company.
Triple H
WWE
just booking it. He's like, what's the name of this pay-per-view?
Oh my god, WWE in 2025 has been pissing me off so much. But let's get into our predictions. 6 matches, of course, with the confidence, 6 points is your max, which means that 21 points is the max points you can get overall. We'll start off with Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Who you got and how many points, Shane?
The Ram bombs it. Fucking I don't care. Sami Zayn for the least amount.
For 1?
Yeah.
All right, what do you got, Jolka?
Karrion Kross for 1.
He can't take a bump.
Also, Sammy. Can Sammy lose in Saudi Arabia?
No.
I mean,
Actually-
dude.
Make my score max.
Yeah.
Forgot. It's in Saudi Arabia.
6.
Yeah, 6. I'm sorry. I'm
He's gonna
reneging
cut-
on mine
He's
too.
gonna cut an entire promo for the match in Arabic. He's doing his pilgrimage right now.
Yep.
Sami Zayn brings peace to the Middle East.
He's a
If anybody can.
I think he's even Shia. If he's Shia, he could.
Yeah. I went Sammy for 5.
Sami 6.
Sammy 6.
6.
Sammy 6. Okay. Then we have a street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. I went Rhea for 2.
Rhea 2.
Oh yeah, Rhea for 3.
Okay. We have for the United States title Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. I'm going Jacob for 3. Not that I'm not confident in it. I just other matches I'm more confident in.
Jacob 5.
All right.
Jacob 2.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we have the Queen of the Ring finals, Asuka versus Jade Cargill. I really am 50-50 on this, so I just went Asuka for 1. I could legitimately see this going either way.
Ooh, what do I got left? 4 and 5.
You got 1, 4, and 5.
I'm gonna go 1 on Asuka.
Asuka for 1. All right, Shane. You got 1, 3, and 4 left.
My stupid phone isn't working right. Hold on. Anyways, Asuka for 4.
Asuka for 4. All right. The King of the Ring finals, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I did like at the end of Raw, Michael Cole had a little line about how this is the battle for their legacy because they were, of course, in the Legacy stable together. I'm going the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, for 4 points. Joko, you got 4 and 5 left.
I am very angrily going with Cody Rhodes for 5 points because it should be Orton, but Orton is gonna put him over.
Yeah, I think Cody's too over, man. Dude, that Saudi crowd's gonna love him.
Yeah. All right. And so you're going to go Cody for, you have 1 and 3 left.
1.
1. And then we have, in the main event, John Cena, CM Punk, WWE Championship on the line. I went Cena for 6.
Cena for 4.
This match gets canceled. Fucking Punk.
Because R-Truth.
He's just got too much time.
Ron Killings for 3.
You
No,
won.
Cena 3.
Cena for 3. All right. So those are our predictions for
I'll be fine.
Night of Champions. On to save up the light tubes, take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW Corner.
This needs more Shane and Jayden's GCW corner than it is.
All right, what do we got this week? Shane.
Are you bringing him away?
Go ahead. No, you're good. You can go ahead.
Okay. So big week
Mm-hmm.
because DCW made got a 2-stage they were not before.
Yep.
We're gonna gloss over Little Rock.
I mean, shouts out Atlanta Black, Shotzi
I was
Blackheart.
about to do. Elena Black in her first match in the hardcore after WWE, she took some crazy bumps.
The former Cora Jade.
Like I'm talking like on the chairs and shit,
Mhm.
open chairs. May I add?
Yep.
And Shotzi Blackheart, her last death match against a guy who retired from death matches a couple months ago. So again,
Retirement in wrestling is not real until you're dead. And with AI, who knows?
Oh man.
Would you be shocked if WWE rolled out AI Andre the Giant at WrestleMania this year?
Terry Funk's family would probably agree to it.
You just sit in 6th row at a show and you throw a bottle and it goes through a hologram of Seth Rollins.
Shit, what if they get a hologram?
Go into the you start like seeing the Matrix.
So we're just going to gloss over Little Rock because that's not important to us because I have been clamoring, I have been telling all the talent, I have been adding Brett Lauderdale that they need to come to KC for years. Finally, this past Sunday they did. And goddamn, what a fucking show.
It was pretty awesome.
Show kicks off with Jimmy Lloyd and Matt Cardona, and let me tell you, crowd fucking hated Cardona. He
Nice.
got booed.
We were booing the hell out of Cardona, dude.
And he cut a promo before the match, and he references that John Cena promo.
Yep, he says, "Hey,
More,
John Cena."
who gives a shit about that? More importantly, if you watch that clip, share on YouTube, you'll hear somebody yell, "I don't care." If you're listening to this, that person probably sounds really fucking familiar right now, because that was me. I did that.
Yep.
Because I did not give a single shit. Ever since Cardona and Chelsea Green flipped me off in 2022, I've hated them.
What did you do to get flipped off
I
by?
flipped them off. I flipped them
Ever
off.
since I instigated a negative interaction between myself and Matt Cardona
And his loving wife.
and his wife.
Yeah, you flipped his wife off. Someone just flips my wife off in a Walmart. Like, it's probably gonna be fight.
No, for realsies, I was honored that they found me in the crowd, did it to me.
Mm-hmm.
For realsies, out of this work thing here.
Oh.
And then the second best match of the night, because I'm going to include the last two as like one match, so they kind of
Okay.
go together. Joey Janela and Jack Hartwheel.
Dude,
Holy
this
shit, dude.
ruled. It ruled.
13 minutes of excellent wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Jack Cartwheel flipping all over the place, cartwheeling all over the place.
Crowd before this was kind of subdued, kind of like,
Well, the thing I want to talk about, like, the crowd going into the match was 1,000,000% behind Joey Janela. And by the end of the match, they were both getting super cheered.
Yeah.
It was kind of a both these guys. Like, Jack Cartwheel won that crowd over,
he did.
including my roommate, Rashid.
Oh, dude, Rashid was loving we got to talk about Rashid in this. He brought his roommate who quit watching in 2009, played overseas basketball for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, Armenia, Japan. So they didn't get to watch wrestling at that time. We took him to
Never
the
seen
show.
a show outside of WWE. Yeah.
And goddamn, it was he enthralled the entire time.
Fucking Jack Cartwheel, though. He loved
He
Jack
loved
Cartwheel.
him. His second biggest love of the night, and the first one, Mickey Knuckles. And then KJ Orso, formerly Fuego del Sol, against our father, Dan and Dad.
Yep. I was looking at it after this weekend. Dan the Dad is 0-4 when I'm in attendance.
That's his role.
I've never seen that man win.
That's
I'm
his-
such a big fan of him. But
That's his role,
I've not
man.
gotten to see
He's
him
not
win.
meant to win.
Mhm.
I like this. This match was pretty good. Dan and Dad thought I was going to win at some point.
Mhm.
He actually did really well.
Mhm.
More importantly, though, end of this match, Sam Stackhouse, that big ass motherfucker,
Mhm.
dude's huge.
Yeah.
He comes out, cuts almost attacks KJ, refuses to use a chair again, cuts a promo. They announce an I Quit match for Dallas, Texas. KJ Orso, Sam Stackhouse, the Oklahoma Powers collide, or whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
And I think Jane's putting up a picture of Sam Stackhouse to show.
Oh, no, I was just
you're
looking
not.
at Twitter.
I will pull up a picture of Sam Stackhouse to show
just-
Jolka.
Usually during the GCW segment, I check Twitter to make sure no crazy breaking news
He's
is
like, I
happening.
checked my mail. Oh wow!
Yeah.
That is a big boy.
Yeah,
He's huge.
He's huge. After that, we got another pretty interesting match because this one team.
Oh, fuck these guys.
Jolka, do you like Insane Clown Posse?
No, I don't.
You don't. You would have loved this show then, because you get to cheer against them.
Would you like to know why I don't like Insane Clown
Go
Posse?
ahead. Go ahead.
You have the floor.
I was a rapper for many years after I'd stopped wrestling, and
Can tell.
I was supposed to work an Insane Clown Posse show. It was supposed to be me, another group, and ICP.
Uh-huh.
I sold $1,500 worth of tickets, and last minute they said ICP needed more time to perform, so they kicked me off the show.
That's
And
crazy.
The venue made it right. They put me with Blaze Your Dead Homie for all the work I did, but I ended up going and working with the Rough Riders down the street that night, And yeah, fuck ICP.
Shout out DMX.
Yeah.
I don't like them just because their general vibe and the fan base they've created, but that's a good personal reason to not like ICP.
So yeah, you would have loved the show.
Yeah.
Because they had like 4 matches.
Yeah, I would
that
say
were,
a theme of about half the show was GCW versus Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Oh.
and cheering against them. It was so fun. Anyways,
Anyway,
Buck Nasty, Buck Skinner, and Rob Shit.
yep.
Whoever the one of them is,
The taller one,
is
yeah, with the
taller
crazy hair.
one is high five people, gets to Jayden. Does not high five Jayden.
Yeah, he didn't high five me, that bitch.
And Rashad swears to God.
Rashid, yeah.
Rashid swears to God that he said, "Fuck no, not you."
Yeah.
And he
said, "Fuck you thought."
Rashid dies, and he's laughing his ass off too.
Yeah.
So he's cheering for the Juggalos,
And in this particular match, yes.
who are represented by Willie Mack, the Chocolate Juggalo, and the World Juggalo Champion. Jolka, did you watch death matches back in the 2000s? Do you remember Madman Pondo?
Vaguely.
Yeah, him.
He's the champion?
He's their champion.
He's like 90 years old also.
Like, it's like right behind the eyes.
And he started bleeding
Started bleeding right
3
away.
seconds into the match. The first. Yeah.
He got Missouri bans blood. No way
Yeah.
till Pondo.
Yeah, by the way, fuck the Missouri Athletic Commission.
Oh, let me get to that then. Fuck the Missouri Athletic Commission. They are racist pieces of shit, and that's not me saying that shit. That is fact. We'll get to that with the next match, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pondo gets so bloody that Brett Lauderdale has to run down with a towel so the commission doesn't throw a fit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pondo and Mac won. I had a good time.
Yeah,
I watched a lot of death matches in 2000s when I shouldn't be. So I Pondo, Tony, Mickey Knuckles.
And
I love
I've
him.
watched Willie Mack for a long time. He's cool.
Yeah, Willie Mack was moving though. He was
moving.
crazy shit in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Next match was supposed to be Jonathan Gresham, Simon Gotch. I was looking forward to this. Like this would be a fun, technical, slow down the
Dude.
pace.
Nothing. Watching him on TV, you know Jonathan Gresham is a very small man. Like, he's buff, but he is a short dude.
He's so much shorter than
Nothing can prepare you for how much shorter he looks in person. It was
Oh,
insane.
no.
You threw a
Watching
wrestler-
him walk down the aisle, Jesus Christ.
You threw a wrestler in the driver too long and it shrunk him.
Mm-hmm.
It's him.
They
Well,
always
yeah.
look bigger in the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. Well,
I remember when I met Steve Austin, I was just looking down, I'm like, wow, you're fucking short. Like,
Well, Aliens Exist by Blink-182 starts playing. It's the theme of Billy Stark. So I look over like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was confused, too. I was like, is this something wrong?
And
Because
then-
she was scheduled to be in a tag match later.
Billy Starks comes out. I'm like, man, what the fuck happened to Miyu?
Mm-hmm.
And on their Twitter page, I will read you exactly what DCW said. Despite the fact that she has wrestled in Missouri several times and has all relevant and required documents and a valid work visa, the Missouri Athletic Commission did not license Miyu Yamashita to wrestle today because she does not have a social security number.
wow.
Yeah, so basically, cut to, we're talking to Effie after the show.
We always do.
We always do.
On this podcast.
Love a great dude. And basically, he explains to us that she's gotten to wrestle in Missouri before for other promotions
The
because
TV companies.
the bigger companies bring in more money, so the 5% that they kick to the Missouri Athletic Commission means a lot more than GCW's
Right.
5%, right?
My
So-
$5, my like $2 means a lot. Means less than like
Than
10.
the $10 that I give when so like for example, Shane and I personally have seen Minoru fucking Suzuki wrestle in Missouri for AEW.
Jun Akiyama.
Jun Akiyama
on a
wrestled-
total one-off in the United
wrestled in
States.
Springfield,
he went
Missouri.
right back in Japan.
Yeah, he wrestled in not even a big town in Missouri, just a college town in Missouri.
Takeshita.
Takeshita, we've
Miyu
seen.
Yamashita herself.
Yeah. So
When WD came over, did they have any Mexican talent? Probably.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Shinsuke's wrestled in Missouri. I'm sure like all kinds of people. Yeah. So there's that.
There's literally nothing. There's no point in this other than being racist. I'm sorry. I don't care.
I mean, it is Missouri, so
Fair.
it's a shithole state.
As Sean Ross Sapp said, we need to ban commissions doing wrestling. It's such bullshit in every fucking state they're in.
Yeah, there's
New
no
York's
point.
bullshit. Ian Rotten ruined wrestling in Kentucky because of that shit. Because they clamped down on the Mid-South because of Pondo and Tony.
Yeah.
And Mickey Knuckles.
Yeah, I've always thought it was dumb that athletic commissions have, like, I know it is feats of athleticism, but
It was like the Wild West back in when I was wrestling.
Yeah.
Nobody asked, and if you did get one of the commissions, they'd be like, "You got AIDS? No, you're good."
You know, the Pennsylvania Commission has banned death matches because of CZW, and also banned Mark Briscoe from working because he was under 18.
That one I could get more. I can understand an no under 18 rule. I can understand.
Depending on
that.
the show. Because some
Yeah.
of the shows are meant for the
CZW
younger.
show, dude.
Well, I mean, like a wrestling under 18, I can understand.
Oh.
Like being in
Yeah.
the ring under 18, I can understand banning that.
I can't anymore with the Joshis, Billy Starks, Doughboy Charlie, Nick Wayne.
I
If they're
understand.
properly trained on the independent scene, I don't see any problem with 13,
No, I don't
14.
personally see any problem with it. I just understand the rule a little bit more
Yeah.
than like Missouri's no blood rule, and you have to have a social security number unless you work for AEW or WWE, who can cut us a fat check.
TNA.
Or TNA, yeah. Because TNA just recently ran tapings in Kansas City.
Lauderdale mentioned them almost by name.
Effie did mention them by name to
Yeah,
us,
yes.
yeah. So there's that, yeah.
The match was a pretty good match. Simon
Oh,
Gotch.
Billy, yeah, it was a great match.
Simon
Billy-
Gotch played a heel so well.
Dude, he just kept refusing to shake her hand, and the crowd was getting so pissed. And they were like chanting, "Shake her hand." So the referee in the match was a woman, so he goes over to her and shakes the referee's hand instead of shaking Billy's. Like it was such a good heel work.
I've liked Simon Gotch's post that we run. I think he's running his Noah.
Yeah. Also, he looks like John Bernthal now,
He
the
does,
guy that
yes,
plays
he
the
does.
Punisher in the Netflix.
Yeah.
He had a great shot after the show. No bachi bachi, no life.
Yeah.
I agree. But he was heel so well. After the match, he hugs Billy Starks.
Mm-hmm. To kind of pay it all off.
He's
and,
a great worker.
He's a
I
great
loved
worker.
him. I'll say he's an awesome worker.
Yeah.
I'd book him.
Yeah.
And I actually like is he chose this booking specifically because he wanted to pay respect to Harley Race.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really
because
awesome.
he went to Kansas City to learn from Harley Race. He wanted to get back to Kansas City.
Oh, that's cool.
So shout out to Simon
That's
Gotch.
Simon Gotch, adopted KC
Shout
guy.
out to him.
Yeah.
We'll get to another adopted KC guy soon.
No. I wonder, Saudi Arabia, if CM Punk gets off a plane and just gets arrested for all the stuff he said. Because they got some wacky laws over there.
They do.
What was it? It was David Otunga who couldn't go to one of the shows, I believe.
I think so.
Because he used to be a Muslim and he'll be executed if he goes there.
Yeah. The next match was a tag title match.
Fuck yeah, it was.
YDNP, Young Dumb, and Price. It's just Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, the tag champions. They come out and cut a promo saying that we're on world domination mode. We want the best tag team in the Midwest. And the new guys come out. I love the new guys.
Well,
Right?
first.
Let me get to that.
Okay.
But before they came out, when they say the best team in the Midwest, me and AJ look at each other like, what if it's the premiere?
So jokingly, because the premiere was a tag team we saw in like local Kansas City indies a couple times. So we joked like, oh yeah, it's gonna be our local guys, right?
Mhm.
And then
The premiere rushed the stage and beat up the new guys, and I swear to God, Jayden and I lost our shit.
I jumped into the air.
we both,
so
we
excited.
both jumped over a random tag team, a heel tag team.
A heel
that
tag
we
team. Yeah, a team that we boo viciously when they're on the Kansas City Indies.
had. We call them fat.
Yeah, I called one of them fat one time, and he heard me.
and Rashid gave him shit for it too.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah.
It was a really good match to the point where I think, well, first of all, this is the new guys being owed the match. I kind of think it would have been added either way.
And then I forgot until after the show, we saw the new guys at Journey to Anarchy.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that we saw them wrestle.
They were owed a tag team match because when Cole Raddick got hurt, they had to switch it on the fly.
Okay. It just happened to be a triple threat with the premiere.
Yes, which shout out to Kalen Myers, let's get Bishop, dude.
Yeah.
We love y'all. Then another adopted Kansas Cityan in this next match, the GCW World Title match.
Yeah.
Effie against Jolka. I'm gonna give you clues to who it is, okay? you know him, okay? 1990s WCW, ECW, The Job Squad, Old, Black. Do you have who it is?
No.
Too Cold Scorpio.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Too Cold Scorpio takes on Effie in a world title match. He hit the tumbleweed. It was the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Literally.
awesome.
He didn't fuck it up for once. And he did a spot I'm going to show you. So they're both on the ropes.
Yeah, it's off the table. Liz trying to commandeer our table.
I don't know. Did you see what he did?
That's Too Cold Scorpio. He is 60 years old
Yeah.
doing that shit. The match was awesome. The crowd was so into Too Cold.
Oh, yeah.
So into Too Cold. Effie, it was the least cheers I've seen him get. One homophobic statement. That was it. You suck it more than one way. Which, haha, yeah, Effie's gay. No shit. Look at him. He doesn't hide it.
No reason to anymore.
I mean, he does big gay brunch. Calling him gay is like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
Duh.
Calling him gay is like calling Roman Samoan.
That was good. Then our next two matches, I gave 5 stars to, because I'm counting them as 2 for that. But during the show, they blended together. The first match, the death match, dream match in a state of no blood.
Yep.
Too Tough Tony and Matt Tremont.
Yep.
Joker, does Too Tough Tony ring any bells to you?
Yeah.
It does. I got a picture with him.
I know the name. I know the name for sure.
They wrestled. It was a pretty good match. Too Tough came out with a bottle of Bacardi and would pour it in the mouths of the fans.
Of a bunch of fans, yeah.
And it was legit Bacardi, because one of the people was like,
Yeah.
after they got it in their mouth. I liked the match, but it wasn't like them two that made it a 5-star. It was the fact they just beat the shit out of each other all the way, and then when Too Tough is down, Mickey Knuckles comes running out, and Too Tough and Mickey start beating the shit out of Matt. And then when Matt's down, Masha runs in. That's the next match. And they're beating each other up, and then Matt and Tony brawl all the way up the stage into the back. Max Recon rings the bell. The next match starts right then and there. And Mickey and Masha tear the fucking house down.
Nice.
Mickey makes us move. Like,
Yeah, it makes our whole section
halfway
move.
across the goddamn venue. And then doesn't use that part. Assholes.
It's like, look what I can do.
And they fight each other. There is some crazy door stuff.
My favorite part was there was a girl in the front row who was on crutches, and they used her crutches.
Yeah, I want to say Matt hits Tony with it.
Yeah, I think that's when they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, about Matt and Tony come back out.
Yeah. They brawl back out.
They come back out, and I am losing my mind when this happens. And then Mickey leaves. Masha's recovering on a table, on a door. Mickey comes back with a fucking axe. An axe.
Yeah.
And she swings it. Misses. Obviously misses. And there's another spot where she shoves the axe handle in Masha's ass.
Wow.
Not you don't see nothing obviously. Mickey you see a lot. You see her gear leaves not a lot. Her gear leaves not a lot for the imagination, which is on brand for Mickey Knuckles.
Unfortunately, yes.
It's on brand for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great. I love Mickey Knuckles. I love Two Tough Tony. I love Pondo. I love Willie Mack. I don't like ICP, so I didn't cheer for him. After that, the ending of the Masha Mickey match was insane. Mickey grabs a mic to choke out Masha. It gets reversed. Masha puts it and she hooks it deep. She's choking the shit out of Mickey Knuckles. Because Rashid asks her after the show, and she's like, "No, I'm not gonna do."
Yeah.
And the bell rings, and she keeps going. She keeps it hooked in. Tony runs out, beats up Masha. Matt runs out, beats up Masha.
Beats up Tony.
Beats up Tony, yeah.
And then there was a whole
Pondo
Juggalos versus GCW thing.
Mac runs out. Pondo runs out.
Oliver Price,
Effie, Jimmy Lloyd.
Yep.
Everything. It's chaos. It's going crazy. I am losing my mind for realsies here. A fan throws a beer at Pondo.
And almost
Pondo almost beats the fuck out of him. With reason. Obviously, there are a couple juggalos in the crowd, too. They're losing their mind. They're getting heckled, too. The Pondo goes to the crowd. They're getting heckled the fuck. It was great. But, yeah, it was. And then at the end, they're fighting. I want to say it was Tony or Mickey. It wasn't Pondo, because Pondo's yelling at the poor guys, threw a beer at him, and it wasn't Mac for sure. But Mickey or Tony throw a chair, and I think they fuck it up, and they hit Max Recon for realsies.
Yeah, so while you were waiting in line to see Joey Janela, I talked to Emil J about this. So what happened was there was a planned spot where Max went down.
Okay.
And while he was down on his front with his hands kind of out by his hand, not on the back of his head.
Right.
And then there's a part where everybody starts throwing chairs around, and one of those chairs just hits him in the back of the head. And just kind of knocks him loopy.
Okay.
He is totally fine. Emil said he was going to be totally fine.
All right, that's good.
But, yeah, I had to go through and I was like, hey, Max, was he, selling, or did he legitimately get hurt? And Emil just kind of told me, yeah. So Max is okay. But, yeah, he just got kind of hit in the back.
That's why I like indie shows. You can just, if something happens in the show, yo, is that going to be good?
Yeah.
I asked Tony because this entire feud has been a work shoot. It started by the GCW guys jumping the stage at a Violent J performance and beating the shit out of Juggalos, the Juggalo guys on the stage. It starts with that. And during the ending of the show, it looks like for real. Plus, if Pondo getting shoot bad at a fan, that adds to it. But at the ends, they're coming up. Pondo's back into character mode, obviously, and Pondo and Tony coming if I hear one more fucking GCW chant, I'm gonna come down there and beat the shit out of every single one of you. And I get into this. I'm into this shit. I'm like, come the fuck on, Pondo. Use your fucking stop sign right here, brother. I'll die for this shit.
Yeah.
Rashid loved that. He was all over that shit. But yeah.
Yeah. And then we met Joey. I met Joey for the first time.
I met him for the second time. Effie.
Met Effie for the second time, but I didn't really talk to him much in St. Louis.
Fourth time for me.
So I
Effie.
talked to him. Talked to KJ Orso a little bit.
I told KJ, dude, as a kid, I loved his champion wrestling shit. He was he was impressed.
Yeah. Well, we talked to Too Cold Scorpio a little bit.
Too Cold was. Rashid and Too Cold got together. They bonded over basketball. It was fun.
Yeah.
I talked to
Emil J, like I said.
Alan
Price and Jordan Oliver a little bit.
Yeah. I mentioned that. Okay. Shout out to my boy. Go watch Wrestle League's most recent show in a battle royal. My boy, my good friend for a long ass time, Luke Arrieta. He's coming up. He just made his debut. Shout out to him. Shout out to Wrestle League. Go watch that. Support our boys. I told him he's the first hot dog and a handshake professional wrestler.
Yep.
I'm giving him $5 to be it.
And then let's see. you and Rashid talked to Mickey Knuckles.
Yes.
A little bit.
You did not.
I didn't. Well, because I started talking to Campbell Myers
Right,
of
yeah,
the
that's right,
premiere. Because I told
Um,
he thought it was awesome that I was like, yeah, we joked that it was going to be you guys, and then like you came out and we were so excited because you're like our local boys, and he thought that was awesome. Didn't get to talk to Bishop though. Didn't get to talk to
Bishop-
SK
Bishop
I
was
don't know
busy.
where he was, but yeah.
He's busy, so.
Yeah.
Mickey Knuckles was the first time I was actually nervous talking to a wrestler in a while.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
Rashid was not. He went right up to her.
Yeah, no, she was not. She was like, you're freaky. I love you.
Yeah.
I think Mickey was genuinely shocked that I called her a legend to me.
Yeah.
Like the way she looked at me, was like, really?
Yeah.
So, shout out Mickey Knuckles.
Yeah, and then we talked to Willie Mack and two times.
I did. You guys did. I did.
A little bit. I talked
Yeah.
to Willie a little bit.
Yeah, I asked for a photo of Too Tough. He said, oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them wanted a photo with them.
Yeah, I took a picture with you, with Effie, and with Joey, but not anybody else.
Yeah.
Um,
I got a picture with the tag titles.
That's cool. Oh, we got to
Nice.
touch when Matt Tremont was leaving.
Yeah,
we
you
both
touched
got to
this
touch the
Ultraviolet
Ultraviolet
title? I'm like-
Championship.
Matt, that's mine someday. If I'm
Yeah.
a wrestler, it's mine.
Yeah. So it was an awesome night. We had Dave's Hot Chicken after. That was pretty great.
That was awesome.
But yeah, anything else on GCW?
So I'll get to the next shows. Backyard wrestling.
Okay.
That's always fun. Then in Hartford, the fucking astronauts. No Pachi, no life.
Mhm.
Elena Black will be there. Shotzi will be there. And they just announced
I say they're doing emo fight, right?
Emo fight,
They're doing a baseball stadium show.
local guy, Anakin Murphy, emo fight.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Anakin
obvious-
Murphy local.
his theme song is MCR. It was gonna happen.
Are you talking Hartford, Connecticut?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
July 5th, if you want to go.
Oh man, no.
If you go, give me some astronauts gear, please. I'll pay you. I'll pay you kindly.
No,
Yeah.
that's where I'm from, Connecticut.
Do you know a guy who go to that show? If you can, I want astronauts gear merch, like just badly.
Alright.
And then one more thing. He just announced this, and I'm really hyped for it. Just appeared at the Death Pain Invitational that New Japan just did. He took on Arina Yamashita and Suzu Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
Masahashi Takeda, a deathmatch legend, will be at both nights of Homecoming.
That's cool. And that is when?
End of 8 August in
Okay.
Atlantic City.
Their next big event they're building too is
There are 3 nights in Japan. No,
it's the
Dallas show.
Dallas show.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, what was it? It was Stackhouse and KJ
Stackhouse,
Graham and I Quit
KJ,
match.
I Quit.
Yeah.
Effie, Atticus.
Yeah. I feel like we'll get another Cardona Jimmy Lloyd there.
Yes, we
Because
will.
this didn't feel like a blow off.
No, it didn't.
So, anything else or favorite things of the week?
Of course, they're going to Japan. Shinjuku Face, Tokyo Square, and Kurikan fucking Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite things of the week, though? Yeah, let's get to that. Jolka, let's start with you for this one.
Yeah. So, of course, it's the segment where I hand out the gold, silver, bronze hot dog. Shane has the gold, silver, bronze handshake. Joka has a 3 count. What's number 3 for you this week, Joka?
Ron Killings getting a win over John Cena.
Yeah. It's pretty big. Bronze for you, Shane?
Joey Janela defeating Jack Cartwheel.
All right. I told you on the way here that one of mine was AEW, but I changed it. It's all 3 GCW for me. My
Nice.
bronze is the premiere.
Respect.
Just so excited to see all
Did
those. It's like,
they play honorable mention.
it's like, yeah, I boo against them on local Kansas City indies, but then when they're
Seeing your boys on a
when
big
they're in
on
the
a big
league,
deal.
a bigger league, like it's like I will viciously root against anybody who plays for K-State, but then once you're in like the NBA or the NFL, you're representing Kansas, so like I'm there for it.
Not Dory Nelson. Fuck Dory Nelson.
So I'm gonna go with the
Both my
premiere.
rivals.
What's number 2 for you, Joka?
Number 2 is Jey Uso not advancing in the King of the Ring tournament.
That's
Not
number-
Cody
that's number
winning,
one.
but
Not
Jey
Cody
Uso losing.
winning, Jey Uso
That's
losing.
I like
number
that. That's
one.
petty. I like that. What's the
my
silver?
number 2? It's gonna be Suri versus Suri from Start of the Conversion.
Okay. My number 2 is Billy Starks versus Jonathan Gresham versus Simon Grimm. That was my silver. And really fun match. Billy Starks. During the match, went on Robin Hood, bought more Billy Starks stock. Like I was all the way in. It was fun to see her live. What's your gold? Or your number 1, I guess. Yeah.
The John Cena pipe bomb, because it was so tacky
So
and bad.
hilariously- yeah,
It
so
was
bad it's
just
good.
so bad it was good.
I like it. Yeah. What about you, Shane? What is the gold handshake?
literally everything from Tremont coming out on. No, Tony coming out on. Tony came out first.
So we'll go Tony,
Two Tough Tony, Tremont, Masha, Mickey.
Okay, I think I'll just attribute it to those.
The Brawl,
And
yeah.
the Brawl, yeah. I'll attribute it to those four, though, because that was kind of primarily who it was. Yeah, it's a pretty fun week. Always fun a week that we get to go to a live show. Hopefully next time they're in Kansas City, Jolka can go with us.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Great news. They're 100% coming back.
Yeah, it was a hot crowd.
That crowd was better than any St. Louis show I've been to. The Chicago show I went to, it was better than that.
It was definitely a hotter crowd than St. Louis.
Yeah.
The GCW one, the other GCW show I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get them to come to Topeka.
They might.
That'd be awesome.
They need to get Kansas off the boards. They might.
Yeah, it's kind of like a running goal thing. They always they post a graphic every time they hit a new state and cross it off the list.
If they don't run one in Topeka by spring of 2026, I'm gonna run one in Topeka.
There you go.
There's a Booker team right here, by the way.
Lightning round. I'll do
The announce
ring
team.
announcements or commentary. I don't know if I'll do
Commentary.
We could be your managers.
Yeah.
If you wrestle on the show, we could be your posse.
I will take a chair shot right now. I'll pay it right now. I'll take a chair shot.
I will not.
I will. It's like I found out what a chop felt like, and I'm not gonna go any farther.
Good.
So you guys would be a good announce team, like the ring, the ringside.
I'd die for this shit. I meant it.
I would love to do the Emil J, do the ring announcements, and then come back and do commentary.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I may take the opportunity to put Shane through a table.
Okay.
Shane'll do it.
Dude, that's not a lot I want to do.
Yeah. Lightning round here. Only 3 matches that are announced this week, so I'll see how excited you guys are. On SmackDown, we have Zelina Vega versus Julia for the Women's U.S. title. Out of 10, how excited?
It's gonna be a 7 to see Julia.
I'm like a 6. Yeah, probably.
9 if Julia wins.
Okay. Street Profits versus Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy for the tag titles.
Dude, Joe Gacy is like a Mickey Knuckles man to the big leagues.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say a 6.
I'm gonna go a 4 on this one.
I'm like a 3 or 4, yeah. And Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax, last woman standing for the WWE Women's title.
9.
4.
I'm like a 2.5. So.
Now hold on. Wait a minute. There's one more match.
What?
It just got announced.
Oh, I didn't see. What is it?
Kota Ibushi versus Trent Beretta.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't announced when I made this. What are you, Kota Ibushi or Trent Beretta? 0? I forgot to mention
fucking
Ibushi.
Trent Beretta. Who gives a shit?
I got so distracted by Hologram joining the conglomeration, I forgot Ibushi returned on Collision.
That's fair.
Forgot to talk about it. But Kota Ibushi, legend. Happy to see him back. He'll
I'll
be
give
a
it
part
a
of the Kenny storyline.
4 for Kota.
Mhm.
If it was against anybody else,
Dude, it should have been Josh Alexander.
I know.
All right,
fucking
whatever.
Trent Beretta. Who gives a fuck?
Rocky Romero would have been more interesting.
You know what? Winner has to go to a doctor.
Yeah. And then my match recommendation of the week, 2 guys who we talked about a bit on this show, Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis, 2 out of 3 falls from ECW Hardcore TV, October 7th, 95. It is on the WWE Vault as well, so you can go check it out there. Incredible match. Kind of the match that put Rey on the map in America, so we'll go with that for the match recommendation. Other than that, if you want to listen to more of us, we have classic reviews. We just put out ROH Man Up. And then to celebrate Tanahashi Jam this weekend, we did Wrestle Kingdom 10, so that'll be coming out. We have tons of other ones, other New Japan, Ring of Honor, WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA, all in. We're all over the place. CZW, WXW, all kinds of companies. So check those out. And just remember to enjoy wrestling.